Up and running. Let me get this adjusted just a little bit better. And there we go. Welcome to MacBean Scottish Fitness. It's time to make breakfast. So yesterday, we made a big pot. Of potatoes and eggs. And sausage. And of course, bacon. So let me get to where I need to be. Here we go. So first of all, thanks for popping in. Please pop in the comments, hit the thumbs up, and all that good YouTube-y stuff. Letting this get real thick. Probably not going to last too much longer. My whole thought process is to have it while I'm at the yard, and then probably trim it as soon as I get back home. That's where I am as of right now. So I know I have put some polls in there saying, hey, tell me what you think, you know, morning, right? And tell me if you keep growing it out and all that good stuff, but I tell you, it's about as long as I can stand right now. I was even possibly thinking that I was going to trim it today. But it's still not that warm yet. Now it's supposed to get into the 20s today. And compared to where we've been, that's warm. Now yesterday I was burning the candle at both ends. And I went to the gym and I pulled in the parking lot and I laid my head back for a minute. And I was out. For a good 45 minutes. Like, oh man, where'd that come from? Let me see, we got ground pork. Ground beef. And we have sausage. So today I'm going to do ground pork instead of the spicy stuff. I'm going to add hot dogs to it. And of course we're going to cook bacon. And probably going to slice another tater into it. So I'm going to ask me, do the eggs stick to the cast iron pan? Yeah, they do a bit. But it's not the most difficult thing to clean off. Now remember, I don't use dish soap on there we go. I don't use dish soap on cast iron because that takes the seasoning out of it. So what I use is salt. And I put it on pretty generously. And that makes kind of a, I put a little oil in there just to keep it seasoned. And that makes a good sandpaper when you use a paper towel. So you fold the paper towel up into a square. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, there you go. And then you're just grinding away. Now what it's going to do is going to make a really nice smooth surface on the bottom. things not stick. And after using the Triumph for 40 years, it gets pretty nice and smooth. The best frying pan to get, cast iron, is one that your parents or maybe your grandparents would give you. Because with cast iron, the more you use it, the better it is. I mean, there's no reason to have these for 100 years or more. You know, as long as it doesn't dissolve, there's nothing wrong with it. People have sit there and had their skillets. Well, that's my mother's that she gave me when I moved out on my own. And then who knows, I might give it to one of my kids if they're interested. Or godkid, more likely. So we're going to let that sit there and dissolve. And what we're going to get ready is, because I need to use them up, I'm going to slice up another tater. They're big taters. I need them to get used up. Now, even though I'm going to slice it up, I sometimes just pre-scrub them anyway. I really don't know what chemicals they've put in here. And they have. So you have to be kind of cool on it. I'm trying to get my heavy workouts done during the weekend. It's I'm pushing too much in a day when I'm working 2 different jobs. Now today, it's going to be kind of relaxing at work. So I'm going to try to get to the gym and do a heavy bench. If I'm not at the gym, I'll wake my boy up and I'll do it downstairs. The only thing with downstairs is the rack I have, kind of wide. I'm always needing to control the weights when I'm racking it instead of just being able to throw it into the rack. So that kind of gets to the point where you're like, all right, it's getting a little dangerous. So hey, if you're in chat, go ahead and say hello. Got the cast iron going. First thing we do is we're going to start with larger sliced bacon. And I went out and I bought some more bacon at the meat market. And I picked up some jerky sticks, beef sticks. They got really good ones there. I use those at work for a mid-snack. And hamburger. Because you can always find a use for hamburger. All right, who we got? Well, man, I got to put glasses on. It's how it's done. Now, I was raised on an electric stove, but I do prefer gas. I think you have more control in various heat levels with gas than you do with electric. Or at least, unless you have a really expensive electric, but it always seems it was low or high. There was no in between. It was like, I'm letting it get hot before I throw the bacon out there. And the bacon is going to provide me the grease for the potato. Get all set up here. And I have more bacon grease here for the times that I just do bacon. And then we're having something else like pancakes or waffles. Alright. Now I'm going to put some more heat on that. You don't ever want to put the cast iron away wet. That's how it rusts. That's like a cooking no-no. Now, think I won't buy my food at County Market Day because Fish Friday, and if they had the same delicious fish they had last Friday, man, did that make for a good meal. That was eating good in the neighborhood. And I think we'll try to do at least one job. So yeah, if I just do bacon and pork sausage and eggs, it'll be a faster meal. I still might do that. Trying to think, do I want to sit there and take the time, throw potatoes in there? I think these things made me sleepy yesterday. So I'm gonna pull that out and just do the pork sausage and then throw the eggs over it. And I may have to run to the neighbors to get more eggs. Oh, I think they had tacos last night. Dirty, rotten. And I'm using this up because my godson went and got me a bunch of it. And you want to make sure you use it up. So today we're going to stick with bacon, pork sausage, and we'll chop a couple hot dogs in there, and throw eggs all over it. How's that for a twist, huh? Sometimes you just got to be a little bit different. So remember, the incredible edible egg, best thing out there for you, nutrition-wise. All right, anywhere from 6 to 8 grams of protein, depending on the size of the egg. About 78 to 90 calories, and all 20 amino acids and all the minerals and vitamins you need to survive. The only thing it lacks is vitamin C. It's the only thing it really lacks. If you're looking for a food that you would need to survive off of, is the incredible edible egg. And that's all the thing I do. Alrighty. Let me check this off now. There. Heat down a little bit. Now I may drain some of the bacon grease back into there. You know, I'm not going to do the taters. That's how I keep that filled. So what I do is I'm just doing bacon, I pour it back in there and let it reconstitute. Can you say reconstitute? I know, it's a big word. Oh, it reminds me, I need to take a picture and send it to Mama. You know, we set out mouse traps. And they get mice, and then the pussy cat helps himself to the mouse. So John must have set bolt traps yesterday. I thought he only did one, so nothing wrong with overachieving. Do we need to do the hot dogs? Maybe not. Nope, I'm gonna use these for chili dogs. Chili dogs? Maybe this weekend. Always gotta be thinking ahead. Now anytime I do manage get down to Chinoa in the morning, but this morning I slept in and relaxed. All work and no play time Friday, and that falling asleep in the parking lot told me I was probably pushing it a little bit too hard. What happens when you push it too hard? Your endurance and your body's ability to fight off stuff lowers, and the next thing you know, you're sick. So sometimes you have to take that rest day. As much as I hate to do them, and I do, I hate taking rest days. But I'm not 18. Sometimes the body needs to relax. I mean, I could still feel it in the shoulders yesterday when I was at work from the light workouts I had. So I think tomorrow I'll get up earlier and hit some jobs, and then probably do a big gym workout, and then come home and cook lots of food. And then Sunday, Mrs. and I are going out with some friends out in our favorite spot in Utica, Illinois. So if you happen to be in north central, central, east central, west central Illinois, maybe drive down to Utica, Illinois, by Starved Rock, and go see my friends at Jamie Mix's Trading Post. So go say hi to Jamie and Tracy. And it is a great place. Live music on the weekends, good food, reasonable drink prices, a lot of military stuff, a lot of knick-knack stuff, ammo, and a huge dance floor. And tell them that MacBean Scottish Fitness sent you. You might get a discount. Might not, but you might. It can't hurt. I'll tell you, we're out there at least twice a month, sometimes 3 times a month. It is our favorite place to go. You know, they had that show, Cheers, you know, where everybody likes to go. Well, that's our place. That's our Cheers. That is where we like to go. Dance the way. We like it. Dance the way. Oh. Hey, hello, how we doing? Thanks for popping in. Julianne. Hello. And welcome in. We are cooking up bacon, pork, sausage, and eggs. Like I said, during the summer, when I got my garden going full blast, then I will always have green peppers and jalapenos cooked into it also. So generally what I plant in my garden is going to consist of mostly bell peppers, jalapeno peppers, beefsteak tomatoes, aroma tomato kind of type. I even do cherry tomatoes this time. I believe I did buy the seeds for them. Zucchini, cucumbers, and lettuce are my main crops. A lot of times I don't do other things on that. Those are my main crops. Chili, there we go. What do you do for your big bench press? Tricep, yes. So I do a lot of tricep pull downs on the machine. I'll do the whole stack. I'll even add weight to it. I think that working the triceps heavily helps. I also, I do military presses. I think that helps too with the shoulder strength. And then of course I flat bench a lot. And I like the butterfly machine just to stretch things out. So, but I think those are your major ones. So tricep work, obviously, chest work and shoulder work is where you're going to get a lot of your bench strength from. I mean, when I decided to really go at it, I did a lot of heavy benching, a lot of pec flies, a lot of tricep pull downs, and a lot of military presses. When I do those consistently, keyword being consistently, I get great results. What we're going to do is I'm going to pour some of the bacon grease back into my bacon grease here. That's how I get it refilled. Still have some bacon grease in there. Now I'm going to add the sausage. Now sausage comes from the Chenoa Meat Market in Chenoa, Illinois, which I find myself around a lot, especially when I'm doing my deliveries for Walmart, because Chenoa is one of the places that they go to. So I usually don't throw a pound of sausage in every morning, but because my godson gave me so much, I decided let's take advantage of it. Cook it up while I got it. I still have another thing of pork sausage and breakfast sausage in there. So I got plenty. Like I said, during the summer I'd be adding veggies in here too. And I grow what I have success with. You know, all potatoes too, you know, something else to be planted in there also. And some of it's planted right in the ground, and then some of it is also put in the grow bags. Right, give me a second here. Come on. On another subject, and something completely different, I do find that a lot of great, I like their style of teaching, so that's correct. No, absolutely. That is a good spot. You know, one thing I always say, I understand, I don't use a trainer myself, but I work out with trainers, and we do share information. And if you're really wanting to get in shape and you don't know much in that, a good trainer is extremely helpful. I have a Vince Robbins, who owns the Shore Fitness, as a trainer, and I've seen him do wonderful, wonderful things with his clients. We're over the years, and he explains to them it's going to be years. They have made tremendous progress, and he's always willing to think about a new exercise, and he's always studying the mechanics of it. You know, what muscle groups it's actually working with, so I enjoy working out with them a lot. But if you get with a trainer and they don't ask you what your goals are, if they just say, hey, you know, this is what we're going to start doing, and they haven't asked you what it is you're wanting to accomplish, then I would suggest getting into a trainer. You know, good question. So I'm saying if I don't have enough fuel or protein, should I train or not? So here would be my question. Here is your best source of protein, eggs. Now, they've gotten a little expensive here in the States, and they're making a big political post about them too. I think that might have something to do with them, but I still get mine right down the road for $2 a dozen. It hasn't changed in years. So the price of eggs have not gone up for me. Now, the neighbor and I do, you know, some of what you would call, well, I'm trying to think of the word now. We trade goods. You know, when my garden is overproducing, I drop off things. You know, chickens will eat just about anything. So at the end of the year, when I've got all this extra squash and zucchini, I'll take one and feed them to the chickens. So, you know, when you're saying protein, this and milk are still probably the cheaper ways of getting protein. You need to go out and buy those fancy protein powders. No, the only time I have them is when they're given to me. I don't go and I'll compete and I'll win and go, hey, here's a chunk of protein, and I use them. Otherwise, in the blender, I blend up milk, eggs, throw a banana in there, and a big chunk of peanut butter, and that's my protein shake when I decide to do it. Usually, I try to get it with real food. Like today, I'm going to have a lot of protein. Breakfast is usually a high protein meal. So what I would say is I would go ahead and do your workout and then eat the protein you're going to eat that day about a half hour afterwards. So the best time is the protein is actually when you first get up, after your workout, and before you go to bed. Those are your best times to have protein. So if you are hurting on the amount of food you can have, obviously the training, you're going to tear up muscles that you can't repair, so maybe do a light workout. I wouldn't say don't do a workout, but I would say do a light workout. But I would do whatever you can to get natural proteins. So peanut butter, eggs, milk, chicken, fish, beef. Fast metabolism person, yes. I had that problem when I was a kid. So you need to eat more to gain muscle. Oh, absolutely. You have to feed the muscle. Remember, when you're working out 3 times a week is actually a good thing. I wouldn't worry about how much protein you're getting if you're working out 3 times a week. That's a good maintain. That's a good maintaining your fitness. When you're working out, you're tearing muscle. You're tearing muscle. So your body needs to repair it. Now it's going to do it 2 ways. It's going to use the food you have and have the liver produce the aminos to repair it. Now if you haven't ingested enough of the aminos, that's what proteins are made of, then your body will actually break down muscle to build muscle. And no one wants that. So it actually can work against you. Now remember, your brain needs protein too. Brain needs 90 grams a day for healthy. And I know about the fast metabolism. When I was a teenager, all the way in my 20s, the more I ate, the faster my metabolism went. It was very difficult for me to gain weight. It even used to bother me because I was always underweight. When I graduated high school at about 155 pounds, I was about 185 in the Army. Regardless of what that chart says about your height and weight, that chart is not valid. I'm sorry. It wants me to weigh 170 pounds. I'm 6'4". I weigh 240 right now. I'm not losing 70 pounds. I'm not losing damn near a third of my weight because the chart says to. That is ridiculous. Now, could I drop 10, 15? I could, but I'm competing, so I don't. So it's not like you have to eat expensive stuff. Chicken usually is still pretty cheap. Depending where you are in the world, fish is cheap. Like I said, fish is an excellent source of protein. So those chickens, those beef. Alright, what is not are plants. Vegetables are not a good source of protein, regardless of what they want to say. Hey, smooth operator, how are we doing? So I would still work out the 3 times a week. Alright, don't worry about building muscle, but building about maintaining. But depending where you are in the world, if you're in the States, you shouldn't have any problem getting protein. And if the $6, $7 a dozen eggs are too expensive in the store, we'll find out in the country. There's a lot of people selling eggs out in the country. And even if you're asking $4 a dozen, it's better than the store, and the eggs are fresher. Alright, egg's still an egg, but I do appreciate having the fresher eggs. So with pork sausage, there's 2 ways I could have done this. I could have made it in patties. Or I can make a gravy. I really could make a gravy out of this real quick. And then just pour it over eggs. That's tempting. I'm not going to do that today, but it is tempting. So I can make a sausage gravy. Then I can cook some eggs. I can just pour it over it. It would utilize 2 pans, which I'm okay with. But then again, it's probably going to make me too tired. I think I ate too rich yesterday. So yeah, I would still keep working out. will build muscle. If you want to build muscle, you have to tear the muscle up. So you have to lift good sized weight if you want to build muscle. If you want to tone muscle, then you just do lots of reps with lower weights. If you want to, build up endurance, you go running. Walking, running, stairs, that builds endurance. If you want to build large muscles, then that's diet and many reps. Heavy ones and then light ones to pop blood back into the system. There's a lot of ways of doing it. I should have emptied that before. So let's get the eggs in there. Every exercise is good exercise. When they sit there and say, oh, don't do this, you're wasting, turn that crater off. Every exercise has a benefit. If you are contracting a muscle, you are exercising. Now, a lot of them will get into the science of it, and when's a good time to get in the science of it? You're going to compete. You're going to be a bodybuilder. But when you're looking at strongman and powerlifting, man, just eat. Get the protein in. Sometimes we make it rougher than it needs to be. You don't have to have a science degree to eat healthy food. You just gotta see what the guys that are healthy are eating. Hey, what are they eating? What's working for them? That's how I would do it. That's how I do it. When I wanted to get stronger, I trained with people who are stronger than me. I had a lot of people try to tell me how to train, but I was like, I'm sorry, I lift more than you. So you're not that I just count everything, but I'm like, I lift more than you. You're not the person that I'm going to train with. The person I want to train with lifts more than me. That's who I want to train with. If I'm going to be an endurance runner, I want to train with people who can run further than me. If I want to be a bodybuilder, I want to train with somebody who looks like a bodybuilder. A lot of these creators in that, in my opinion, you can say they're wrong, but the reason I don't train bodybuilders is I'm not one. I'm a power lifter. I know some of the stuff you need to do, but for me to sit there and say, well, I'm the best trainer to get you on stage, that's just not truthful. So I'm not. Now, I'm probably the best trainer to get you to win bench competitions. That's what I'm world ranked at. A lot of times I have people ask me, well, this is my goal. I say, great. If you're at Short Fitness, I go, let me introduce you to Vince. Let me introduce you to Kevin, I'm not just there to make money. I have 2 jobs as it is. In all reality, I do give away too much of my training for nothing. I know Vince always gets me on that. John, you're giving away what you should be charging for. And he's right. But I'm not gonna, if I see somebody, needing help, I'm not gonna not help them. I have trained a few people online. And the problem with doing it online is it's really hard for people to stick to it. And I think maybe because I don't charge enough. I generally do it for $30 a month. And I think I get $30 of effort from them. If I charge $60, maybe I would get more effort. It's my saying, and some people are doing it because they run out of funds. I understand that. We all have to make a living. Not everybody can afford a trainer. That's why I tried to offer it online, but And some people are successful online. I know Steve Shaw has been the barbell. Yeah, he has a lot of success and he helps a lot of people out. So there is that. How am I? How old are you? I'm 63. I'll be 64 in 2 weeks. I'm not competing in bodybuilder. I'm a power lifter. I lift big weights and I put them back down. And the reason I don't do bodybuilding is because it's too strict of a diet and I like my food. And when I get hungry, I am not a nice person. So I will be competing next weekend, not this weekend, but next Saturday at the Columbus Convention Center at the Arnold Classic. I'll be doing my bench press. And I'll be quite honest with everybody, I'm not going to be lifting weights I wanted to. Just 2024 was not a good year for me. But I'm doing it anyway. Because not to do it would be to use that terrible Q word, which is called quit. And there's no quit in me. So, March 1st, I'll be benching and try to do my best. Tomorrow I'll try to get out the short and get some heavy benches in. Do some pauses. The whole idea is to do a huge workout. Should have me sore, on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. By Wednesday, I'll probably do a light workout just to keep everything loosened up. And then Friday, I weigh in. And then Saturday, I compete. And then I'll probably hang around a little bit on Sunday. Or I'll just my head straight home, depending on how I feel. There's usually not a lot going on Sunday, but the last time when my son was with me, we did watch some cool, I forget what type of wrestling it was called, but they got their feet up against the board, and the whole idea is to pull the other guy across. And I thought that was pretty cool. All right, we'll shut the heat off of here. So I have my little mess of eggs and pork sausage. Now, one thing I did come to the conclusion of, which is kind of funny, is when you're looking at grams of protein versus the money you're spending, chicken, if you're buying from the store, is a better source than eggs are. So you get for your dollar for your money spent, you get like twice as much protein from chicken than you do from the eggs, if you're looking at current prices. Now, I'm going to use whole numbers. You can get some chicken for about $3 a pound, and that's about 112 grams of protein, where a dozen eggs has about 72 grams. And a dozen eggs now are costing you $6, $7. Now, they're only costing me 2. So for me, it works out about even. But if you are in the United States, and you're looking at how I can get the most protein for my dollar, then I would buy chicken. And chicken, you can fry it up or boil it and strip it off and cover it with like spaghetti sauce, salsa. Those are low calorie, but delicious ways to do it. So we have been buying a lot more chicken. Of course, I work 2 jobs, so I have the benefit of being able to afford beef. Especially when I make, and I know what places to get them. Some stuff I buy in Genoa. I buy a lot of my pork at Hy-Vee because they have better pork for the money. I buy my eggs from my neighbor. Bacon from Chinoa Meat Market. And then when I run into Shorewood, I stop at Jewel there because they have a lot of great prices on beef, whether it's steaks, whether it's roast. The last roast I picked up for $3.99 a pound, and it was twice as good as the roast as the one they had in Walmart for $6.49 a pound. When the wife went to go grab it at Walmart, I said, "Don't do that. I'm going to be in Shorewood, and I'll pick it up there." So the whole idea is try to plan your meals ahead so you can sit there and say, "Okay, I know I'm in this area. Let me go and hit a few areas here while I'm here because I know they have better deals." So here I've got bacon, got the eggs with the pork sausage, ground pork actually, eggs, and A1 steak sauce. So once again, everybody, thank you for joining in. Remember, rest, nutrition, proper exercise, hydration. Want good food, learn to cook it. And just get in the gym and lift. Go for a walk. Enjoy the sunshine. Turn the angry news off. Turn off the angry channels. Unless it's my buddy Jason, the angry prepper. Watch him. Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys all joining in.